Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for December 29th, 2021. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com. We're going to scroll down, look for this Zoom banner where we will click here. If you would like to be part of Cathy's SRC4u Daily Energy Clearing Group, the information's here. You can also follow her posts on Twitter. We're going to click through over onto the Zoom platform. Once I click right here, it will be loud, so turn your volume down. One moment, please.
I'm trusting and knowing that the new year will bring us really great blessings, too.
That's the forecast.
Oh,
We've
good.
learned a lot. Yeah, we've learned a lot if we can use that. Even since we're doing kind of an Eastern modality here, we know the Chinese, they called any crisis an opportunity.
Yeah.
I hope today will be a little different, but I personally have never seen so much spiritual attack. And
really,
what I've always believed, based on just the little bit I've learned, is those under spiritual attack, it's actually a compliment because it means they're doing something, trying to serve. And so you see all that. And it makes you think, and then you kind of learn with quantum, you start looking at the opposite of what your five senses tell you.
Yeah, I hear that.
And so, yesterday in particular, we're like, whoa. And so, yes, I have the prayer warrior running. So, it gives us an awareness of these things and the power they have to kind of create some fissures in our own energy field.
I hear you.
Now, we can take it either way. We can say, okay, well, thanks for the lesson. Now I'm doing it. Okay, so here we are at 10. Now, I have completely lost track of days. And I realized this morning, my gosh, this is Wednesday. And we do, for those who have the time, we have the 11 o'clock intention group. Want to run a little something by you in reference to that, even though not all of you are involved. But this book that was mentioned in yesterday's note, this hands-on healing energy, that's on Scribd, or you can purchase the book. That might be something very powerful for us to try to integrate into our own 11 o'clock work, and we can go over it another time. But you see, for example, here, now this is a little hard. This is another cancer. And the healing energy book, that was one of the things that his work was most effective on, was cancer. And like I say, I'm wondering if we could integrate that into our intention work. If you're interested, check out the book, but also make a list of 20 things you would like to have. I know that doesn't sound like it would fit in with this, but it fits in with this. And so, and then we'll go more into that later. But right now, just 20 things that you would like to see happen in your life. And then I'll explain that maybe over, tomorrow and the next day. Regardless.
You mean 20 things we want to happen in our life?
20 things you would actually like to have.
Oh,
or happen.
Like to
have or happen, yeah. But they have to be things that you could put a word to.
Okay.
Okay? So, and I'll go over that more later. But anyway, yesterday, I don't know if you remember or not, but we still were at a 96% stress in reference to chemicals in our environment. And the more I thought about that, I thought, that's our food. And so we're going to focus the next few days on the nutrition, but in a little bit different way. So we can look, for example, here's something, raise the energy of all substance consumed to the highest appropriate level to accomplish my highest purpose. Some thoughts, but I think that's the chemicals, and that's especially over the holidays. We're eating a lot of things we probably don't always eat. And before I get started here also, we wanted the water toxin scan again, and we want 10 hours in the super clear. But anyway, let's just start. Let's see where we are with this.
Also, Cathy, chemtrails, which have been much more prolific.
You're right. There's so much. Now, you see, so we probably want to give this a little extra oomph here. to raise the voltage of everything we're eating. Let's see what we need to do. The shim isn't amping it up, the charger. Let's see. I'm doing the Tesla. 3, 6, almost 9. No. Let's see about the scheduler. And I have to finish getting that set up for myself, but see if that's something we could put in the scheduler. Not quite. Let's look at the mastery. Yeah, so I don't like to show the mastery on the Zooms cause everybody's name, but we can actually, and if you have the mastery, you could do something similar. Put this whole thing in your theme box and then run the mastery for 90 days. Click so that, it does a fresh scan every day. So that's what I'm going to do for the group, is have this one also in the mastery. But you're going to see a key component of this kind of work is your thoughts. There's nothing you can do more powerful than look at your own thoughts. So if we go in here, here's for today. Let me make it a little larger. We start with a personal options scan. Let's just see what low number. Okay, so it's the IN10, which is that's kind of interesting, because that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit more today, is our thoughts. Let's go in here and do that. And that was our very top thing. It's kind of interesting, as I said. Balance, interior and external energy. And what I've been doing, when we just go up to a 98, to me that indicates a chronic stress. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if we want a shin or a charge or any of these other things. Yep, there's our shin. This is a big one. I think people are coming into seeing the power of this. Oops. Again, it's weak right now, but there's that potential. It's coming in. Now, you look next is the water toxins scan. And so here it is. A lot of things we've never heard of. And you saw in the beginning, we asked for 10 hours of the super clear. So we're going to do that. But the power of the water is amazing. Now we want a preset protocol. I don't think I pulled that up. There we go. All that stuff is $9.39. Sciatic, that we're getting that once in a while, a sciatic protocol. Let's do that one. Here we go. Miraculous protection. We're waiting for that to scan up. Let's do the recharge all glands. $10. And I keep forgetting to show you. Also, we've been working on this facilitate self-healing for the group. And we, as of this point, let's look again. We have not been resonating. So let's get back in here. Do it again. See how we're doing. I'm taking Ralph and Kevin's advice not to hammer this, just to, a little bit every day. But we've been, for days, I've been doing that one. Very interesting. Clear non-beneficial information from past life blueprint. $13. Anybody got a chance to read that book, Healing Baths? That's one of the things those baths do, is clear some of that according to the author. Accelerate self-healing, or healing, I should say.
Nope, not me.
What?
I haven't gotten to read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's it's so much to do. All of us have so much to do, but according to the author, these oils really play a big part in that. Increase voltage. And the thing about adding just these few things, remember, your software has just about everything you need built in. So you add these things, you're doing some terrific shifting. It may not happen in the time frame we wish it would happen, but it's happening. This, I think, was the last one I can't remember. No, we got one more after that. All right, good. So increased voltage. We did global spiritual awakening. And again, we could use a little support on that.
You know, in the morning before I wake up, I turn YouTube on and I find some spiritual something or other to listen to.
Whoa, that's wonderful.
And it just comes up randomly. And this morning it was a man talking about the Jewish calendar and the Christian calendar and how it equates to we are coming into that wonderful period that you've been talking about.
Oh, yes, yes.
It was a really wonderful way to wake up.
Yes, that's what that. Would you send that, and maybe we can share it with everybody if you can find it in there.
I will definitely try to find it again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that might be. I know this is just offhand. Why we're seeing some of this negative energy is this. There's a section of the world that does not want this, and so that might be what's going on. Let's see.
And it's all about the numbers, according to them.
Well, that's exactly right. It's and we might think as one person or even as a group, we're not doing much, but that isn't true. And part of what's happened is, and this comes up a lot for the group, but also for individuals, is this social fragmentation. So many of us have separated from each other. Look at that. 6 times global spiritual awakening. This is out of the Tesla. Let's just add that right in there. And then finally, this implant command. And I don't know much about all that, but, if it comes up, let's put it in. And then we've got our Sustenance Balancer, which I'm going to keep doing. Let's go down here just in case anybody's polarity is off and make sure. Looks like we've got stress related to some glands as a group. Now let's just see if some of these larger numbers are a priority as well. Because every now and then when our polarity is off, we have to look at both ends of this scan. Yeah, look at that. Let's go in. And we've got, when you start seeing this kind of thing, repair the body's broken energetic roots, electrical conductivity, etc. That's your water. You're not getting enough good water. And so far, when this comes up, for individuals, and I mentioned it, they say, you're right. And they get that water out. So let's just go ahead and douse that in. I didn't check if that was a priority. I should have done that, but it's in, so let's just do it. Here's that stories thing again from yesterday, but let me just check this one, see if it's a priority. And some of this stuff, the SRC is going to give the information. It's going to balance some stress, but you're going to have to take action in the physical realm as well. No, we're good. Okay. So let's put those in there. Just a few other thoughts. We're looking at our food, and this might be one of the biggest areas of hypnosis we've got is all this processed food. For those who watch TV, all the commercials, And how many times, I don't know about anybody else, but how many times you have really good plans and end up eating pizza and ice cream for dinner. So no diet is probably going to accomplish a change. It's got to come from inside, not outside. That's why all these diets fail. And one way we can change the inside is with this kind of work. Let's see if we want any of these cocktails at all that already are loaded. We do not, so we're not going to fool with that. We know this is nothing, new. We've got to eat real food. We do have to eat fat. But again, the root cause of not being able to do these things that we know all too well to do is our mind. So what we're wanting to do, in a sense, is reprogram the mind for healthy eating. And so, of course, here's a few new codes. That's clear, programmed ways of thinking that lead to poor eating habits. See how we as a group come up with that.
When it says reprogram the mind, you're talking about going into meditation and do it.
There's a lot of ways. Meditation is great. Self-hypnosis can work.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I
used to be a hypnotherapist.
There you go. We could go for real hypnosis. Affirmations for some people can work. Rethink unhealthy habits. There's so many ways, and we do have the tools to do it. See, this is where we can do it, but we are a little bit reluctant to rethink some of these habits. We may not have the motivation. But if you think about this, which I think this group, I'm talking to the choir, this can apply to anything, our food, our prosperity, definitely physical health, etc., if we can master it. But we've got so much going on that we're not conscious of. And this is one area that we can get a little bit better fix on, that is through this type of scan. But again, that motivation, that's not really a high number. So you could use hypnosis. What you want to do is get in control of what you think and then how you feel about what you think. For example, what we read is there is no, first of all, no original thought. We're in the middle of a matrix of information. But secondly, not all thoughts are true. But makes you kind of think about that. Here's some powerful thoughts. I am strong. I am healthy. This may be something, at least for me, for the new year, to figure out how to get more into just real food. I have the ability to control my weight. A lot of people, words are powerful. Just continue to believe they don't. You'll hear it all the time.
Cathy, speaking of hypnosis, I used hypnosis to quit smoking years ago.
Wow, oh, that's great.
And it worked perfectly, too. In fact, in 45 minutes, I became a non-smoker, never touched another cigarette again.
Did you do self-hypnosis or did you hire someone?
No, I had gone to a seminar, and after I finished the seminar and everything, then I went into studying hypnosis and became a certified hypnotherapist.
That's incredible. My daughter is struggling to quit smoking, and she did the hypnosis, and it did not work, which, I can't get her to try anybody else. This is an interesting one. I am repulsed by junk food. Let's just see how we look with that.
Hey, Kathy.
Yeah,
How about I am repulsed by processed foods? That would be a good
I
one.
love that. Yeah. Let me just, that is very good.
Seems to be the downfall for us anyway.
Well, we're addicted. That's 100% right, which means
Right.
we have to look into addiction as well. Now, here's limit refined foods. There is a code for that, but I'm just kind of playing around, and anything you guys think of, let's play around and see if there are codes. Two things. What I'm seeing, and I'm not any expert on it, is the paleo diet, but also combined with intermittent fasting. At least if you're only eating 8 hours a day, your body has 16 hours to detox. Of course, that's a little difficult if you're a night snacker. I'll say you start your intermittent fasting at noon, and then by 8, you're done for the evening. But they're even discovering this success with intermittent fasting with curing cancer. And again, it's because of that 16 hours of detox. But look, this refined food, that's kind of a challenge to us. Think about it. Bread, cereal. Here we go. Put it in 3 times. And then this is what we were talking about yesterday, this healing method. And if you get a wild hair, just list 20 things you would like to have. What he does is something called image cycling. We'll put that in here. So while he's doing his hands-on, which I imagine could be done even at a distance, he's cycling these things, and I think what it's doing is taking charge of some of those thoughts that we don't even know are going on. It's at least possible. So let me get up here. Okay, now let's go. So let's go in here now. Since we've got a protocol, let's just do a wonder click. Oh, this is our I intend. What is all this? Yes, our I intend. This is quite a he said we're working on life force. We have someone in the group in a little pain. All subtle. And I watch the judging. This isolation is coming up for quite a few people too. Stress factor hips, we kind of saw that with the protocol request. Words to ponder. Much of the stress that people feel doesn't come from having too much to do. It comes from not finishing what they started. Yeah, Ray left us these little gems, and it certainly is true in this case. Hiding shame. I'm getting a little stress related to when. Let's go ahead and just get the pathogen pen. Just 9 minutes. So that gives us some ideas for today. I probably won't send anything out today because we're going to have a lot to add to this. Well, you'll remember this part, I think, but we have a lot to add if we're going to be talking about our thoughts. So, and addiction and everything else as we finish up the year. Anything to add, anybody?
No, looks good.
Yep. I will look forward to seeing those of you that can make the 11 o'clock intention, and we'll go forward.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Cathy.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to anyone
Thanks,
that...
Cathy. Happy New Year.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call. Thank you for participating. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.